Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are about to get a run for their money. Indians are entering the commercial space race. It's a big shift for India's space program, the biggest space reform in India, you could say. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Indian Space Association today. It opens the doors for Indian companies to enter space, and this is going to be a game changer. India is already a formidable player in space. ISRO, or the Indian Space Research Organization, is known for low-cost, high-output missions. Now, with the entry of the private sector, India's space program is gearing up to dominate the race, and that's what we'll discuss tonight. Which companies are entering the space market? What will they do in space? What's the business opportunity? How will this help India become a space superpower? And what does it mean for you and me? That's our cover story tonight on Gravitas. Let's start with the announcement. The creation of the Indian Space Association. Prime Minister Modi launched it today. It's an industry body. It's a collective of sorts. It brings together officials from ISRO and a clutch of private companies. Which are these companies? There's Bharti Airtel, OneWeb, MapMyIndia, Larsen & Toubro, Tata Group's Nelco and Walchand Nagar Industries. Also Anant Technology Limited. These are all private companies and they're the founding members of the Indian Space Association. It's a collective voice of the Indian space sector. Well, what do they plan to do? Prime Minister Modi laid out 4 key objectives. Number 1, give the private sector the freedom to innovate. Number 2, help the government play the role of an enabler for the private sector. Number 3, prepare the talent to take India's space industry forward. And number 4, ensure that space is used for the common good. So the emphasis is on dramatically expanding the range of services India can offer to the world in space.
प्राइवेट सेक्टर को इनोवेशन की आजादी, दूसरा सरकार की एनेबलर के रूप में भूमिका, तीसरा भविष्य के लिए युवाओं को तैयार करना और चौथा स्पेस सेक्टर को सामान्य मानवी की प्रगति के संसाधन के रूप में देखना। इन चारों पिलर्स की बुनियाद अपने आप में असाधारण संभावनाओं के द्वार खोलती है।
So what will the participation of the private sector look like? What can they do? Well, to start with, they can build rockets for ISRO, build satellites on their own and use ISRO facilities to send both rockets and satellites into space. In fact, work has already begun in this direction. Private companies are making their first bets. They're pouring money into satellite internet. An agreement was signed today. ISRO will send satellites from OneWeb into space. This is a British subsidiary of India's telecom giant Airtel. OneWeb is building a satellite internet network. It wants to send 648 satellites into space. What do they want so many satellites for? 648. For improving connectivity. Once these satellites are installed, they will beam signals for high-speed internet to customers. And with this technology, internet will reach remote areas. It will reach those regions which cannot be connected through wires. So this is significant, not just for their businesses, but also for people in far-flung areas. They'll all be able to come online. And this is just the beginning. India's private space sector is in its infancy. The room for expansion is immense. In this case, even the sky is not the limit. The global space business is worth $440 billion today. What's India's share? Just 2%. And that's because India has only one player, ISRO. Opening up the space sector will not just benefit ISRO, it could impact a range of areas. It's going to boost foreign investment. As we speak, the government of India is considering 27 proposals. They come from a range of private companies in India and around the world. These companies want to work with India on space-related activities. From building launch vehicles to research projects, they want to do all of this. Space privatization will also create jobs. Going by one estimate, it will create nearly 200,000 jobs. It will also empower the startup space. There are 24 space tech-related companies in India, 24, but they haven't been able to make much of a difference because the sector was closed to private entities. But now these companies can accomplish major projects in partnership with ISRO. As we said, the potential is immense. So far, India's space program had one player and limited resources. Imagine what can be done if private players join in. Let me show you some numbers on what India has accomplished already. India's first mission to Mars, Mangalyaan, was completed with a budget of $74 million. In comparison, NASA spent $671 million to send an orbiter mission to Mars. The European Union spent $400 million on its Mars Express orbiter. Japan, $190 million. Russia, $117. Do you see the cost effectiveness of the Indian program? Similarly, ISRO's mission to the moon, Chandrayaan, had a budget of $142 million. It was cheaper than a long list of Hollywood blockbusters on space. It also made a historic discovery. It was India's Chandrayaan that found water on the moon. India easily beats all major global space programs when it comes to cost, and that's something that the Prime Minister also underlined in his address today.
आज जब इंफॉर्मेशन एज से हम स्पेस एज की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं, तब इस एफिशिएंसी की ब्रांड वैल्यू को हमें और सशक्त करना है। स्पेस एक्सप्लोरेशन की प्रोसेस हो या फिर स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी की एप्लीकेशन, एफिशिएंसी और अफोर्डेबिलिटी को हमें निरंतर प्रमोट करना है। अपनी ताकत से जब हम आगे बढ़ेंगे तो ग्लोबल स्पेस सेक्टर में हमारी हिस्सेदारी का बढ़ना तय है। अब हमें स्पेस कंपोनेंट्स के सप्लायर से आगे बढ़कर एंड टू एंड स्पेस सिस्टम की सप्लाई चेन का हिस्सा बनना है।
Efficiency and affordability, that's what the Indian space program is known for. Now, India's private sector can help in taking that to the next level. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.